I understand the skid you guys are on, and you all have talked about the process and trying to get back into the win column. Understanding that the bye is just right around the corner, is there any added urgency or more importance knowing what a win could mean going into the bye?
For us, it's urgency every single day, every time we step foot in the workspace each and every day. So, you know, that urgency is going to be there whether we didn't have a bye or we had a bye. So the urgency is always going to be there for us. Of course, you want to win. Going into a bye week, feeling good over a W. But we're just going to continue to live in the process, live in the moment. Had a great day of practice today, and just excited for the new opportunity to play, Green Bay.
You talked about the desire to get your hand on more footballs, and obviously
yes.
happened in the game against the Colts.
Yes.
However, it didn't turn to the interception that you're probably hoping for. How do you find that balance between, all right, this was good, I was able to deflect the pass, versus, like, but I know that could have been an interception? Like, how do you kind of find that balance?
Yeah, I mean, for me, is anytime the ball touches my hands, I feel like I should be able to catch it. So, one of those, you don't get a lot of opportunities at that football like that. Just try to, confuse the quarterback a little bit and just jump the route. I got there a little early, so, I just, instead of use my hands, I kind of use my body. And those are one of those situations where got to use my hands, got to catch those, just got to catch those. Me being one of the leaders on the team, and think of myself as a high-profile football player. Those are the opportunities for me where I have to catch those. So, you feel the type of way when it happens. Of course, put my hands on my head like, no. But it's next play mentality. I think we got off the field. They scored a field goal there, but could have took some points away right there. But just trying to control what I can control, take one play at a time, and when that ball is in the air, got to go get that. So, numerous times on that jug machine this week, and catching footballs from various quarterbacks or coaches, just being able to catch the rock.
How much do DBs practice on the jugs machine and just practice catching in general compared to receivers?
The receivers kind of get the right of way. We don't have many jug machines, so the receivers kind of get the right of way with the jug machines. The DBs are kind of just throwing the ball back and forth, and I have some of the equipment managers throwing me the rock every practice, after practice, during practice. So, receivers get the number one on that, but for us, DBs, we get on the jug machine as well. I got one at the crib, so jug machines at the crib as well, and just main thing also is DBs, we get a lot of finger injuries, so we got to get our fingers right and be able to catch that rock, because that's the name of the game. We get the ball back to our offense, we give them more more opportunities to score, and that'll be good for us. So.
But with that aside, how are you playing this year? To your own standards. I was looking at the stats. Your stats don't tell the same story they usually tell, but I haven't noticed much drop off. How do you assess whether or not you're playing to your own personal standards?
Yeah, I just, of course, watching the film, and, we get our grades from our coaches, and, just me being able to just do my job. That's the number one goal. We got some good free agents, some new draft picks as well. So, it's not a situation where we're making a bunch of tackles. Got a lot of guys doing their job, and, I'm basically kind of trying to clean it up for them. And, for me, definitely feel great, definitely feel like, the game is still at the top of my game. Feel awesome, and just controlling what I can control when the play calls are called, whether I'm in it, whether I'm not in it. Just try to do my job. So, if we all can do our job collectively, those plays will be there. Don't get a lot of opportunities at it, but when you get those opportunities, you got to take them.
What can you take from having played Jordan Love last year into this week?
Just a cool, laid-back guy, very smart, a guy who can make all the deep passes, intermediate passes. Last year, the big thing was, we didn't really stop the run. And if you can't stop the run versus Green Bay, they're just going to keep on running it. And when they need to throw it, Jordan Love's going to make all those passes. But if you don't need to throw it, you run the ball, that's great as any offense in this league. So we understand the number one goal is to stop the run game. This week being able to hold Jacobs to a lower number will be good for us. He's a great running back, one of the best in the league, and that's the main goal: stop the run, get him in the second and pass, and play great pass defense and get the ball back to our offense.
As players, is there a target number that you guys all kind of come together and say, like, all right, this running back, we have to hold him to this or less?
Not really a target number. I might be talking a little smack to the D line. Get him to a certain number. Hey, if we give these guys to this number or less, I'll take y'all out to dinner. So take them out to dinner. If the next week they didn't hold them, I'll be like, I take that dinner back. just little jokes here and there. But at the end of the day, we got to be able to stop the run. And this NFL, if you can't stop the run, they're going to be able to play action. They're going to be able to boot, screen game. Everything's open. But if you can stop the run, get them to more second and pass situations, that's where we can, play our coverages and do what we do.
What can you say about Walt's progression, and what can a setback or time away from the game kind of do to benefit how he approaches it coming in when he's healthy?
Yeah, Walt comes each and every day like he's playing the game. He's in all the meetings. He's doing the prehab stuff that he needs to do. It's great to see him on the field, looking very explosive, fast. Just a guy we saw, in the OTAs. A guy who's so explosive as a D lineman, and we're very excited to possibly get him back.
Are you talking a lot about the trade deadline coming up? And if so, how do you navigate it as a team leader?
Personally, there's no talk about the trade deadline. I don't even know what the trade deadline is, but there's no talk about it. Just within the room, within offense, defense, special team, all the guys, we're just excited for this opportunity to play at home versus Green Bay, a really good opponent in the NFC, and we're just very excited for the opportunity. We know Green Bay travels pretty well, but we're very excited to be able to play at home and have the Card fans out there and cheering us on.
How do you explain this defense has been maybe the best in the NFL for 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter it seems to fall off in almost every game so far? How do you explain that?
For me, it's just we just got to be more detailed and be able to execute our calls in the fourth quarter, no matter what they're called, no matter what the call is. We just got to do a better job of executing. And I don't fall into the metrics or any of that type of stuff. But for me, it's just playing a full game. That's the number one goal, to play a full game, 60 minutes, offense, defense, special teams. If we can do that, we feel like it'll be in our favor. So we're excited for another opportunity to play, great football, great defense, offense, special teams, and to be able to be detailed and execute our calls in the fourth quarter is definitely something that, we always want to do, and we plan on doing first, second, third, and fourth quarter.
Do you see any reasons that execution has been at a higher level for the first 3 quarters than in the fourth?
Personally, can't really see any reasons. At the end of the day, it's a team game. 11 players got to be able to do their job. If 10 guys are doing their job and one player isn't, that's where big explosives can happen, and various other things. So just be mindful of trusting your brothers, trusting your teammates, and be able to play a full game and one play at a time. Which each and every person, that's something we've are honing into and continue to try to get better at.
Bolden can take the top off for in a 4.29.
Yeah.
As a DB, when you've got a receiver that is that fast and can stretch the field, is there more emphasis or more discussion about like clean discipline play, right? Not to draw pass interference? Is it just nothing extra is said, or is there something unique about when a player can really turn the Jets on?
I wouldn't say anything's really said. We just try to be detailed and execute our call, no matter who's at wide receiver. He's very fast. They got a lot of very fast receivers, and they got a lot of guys who can take the top off and can, also run those intermediate routes as well. So their receiving core is, one of the best in the league, and He's very fast. He can also run everything in the route tree. So for us, it's just being able to execute our calls and play our calls at a high level and take one play at a time, no matter who's in the game. On the offensive side, if we can do that, then we feel like it'll be good for us.